If you don't like scary movies, don't, or scary things, don't watch this.
He wanted me to kill him. She's crying. He said he's going to spend his life in jail.
You can barely see it's like cut off in the corner.
The voice you've just heard is 14-year-old Jennifer Wirtz. The man she's referring to is known as the Cherry Hill Killer. It may seem like she stabbed him to save herself, but the truth is much more disturbing.
He told me not to look. I could hear the blows. I was covered in blood.
On October 6, 1995, police found Jennifer sitting quietly on the front porch of her house after someone called 911, but nothing could have prepared them for what they were about to discover inside.
The scene behind me is one that nightmares are made of.
It was difficult to recognize that she was even human.
February 22nd, 1991. 4 years before Jennifer was found, Dee Dee Rosenthal disappears from her 7th-floor apartment. No sign of entry is identified, but what's most disturbing is that, at the time, Dee Dee was Jennifer's next-door neighbor.
And now she feels completely shaken by all this.
Okay, we're actually sleeping in the basement tonight. We're sleeping in the basement
To this
tonight.
day, the Cherry Hill Killer is still alive, and it is now up to Jennifer, the only survivor, to take him down before he makes another victim.
Obviously, this is a tragedy. It is a violent end to an already horrific story.
7 years before Jennifer's attack, following a difficult divorce, Rebecca Wirtz and her daughter Jennifer moved into the Somerset Tower, a 7th-floor apartment located in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
My father was kind of in and out of our lives. I think that my mom was very lonely at that time.
But Rebecca didn't stay single for long. She met an eccentric janitor named Eddie, who worked in the same apartment complex. In no time, he moved in with them, and together they formed a new, happy family.
He was full of smiles and laughter, and she was happy around him.
But this didn't last. Eddie had a few quirks for sure, but as time went on, his behavior became increasingly erratic, especially towards Jennifer.
Once we lived in the apartment, he definitely changed. He was very controlling, just very strange, just very weird behavior.
Despite his occasional antics, Eddie gained Rebecca's trust over time and was tasked to watch over her daughter while she worked on the weekends. This is where Jennifer's abuse at the hands of Eddie started. Even at only 7 years old, she knew she had to do something, so she gathered all of her courage and revealed everything to her mom. Rebecca coldly told her that she simply imagined things, but Jennifer wasn't duped. She knew the things Eddie forced her to do were wrong.
And I'm like, what is happening? What are you doing? And I got really angry with my mom.
February 1991, 3 years into Jennifer's ordeal at the Somerset Tower, police knocked on the door of her mother's apartment. They explained...
Okay, we'll finish this in a second.
They spoke with Rebecca Wirtz, and Rebecca told the police that Charles Reddish had been home in their apartment all night long.
The prosecutor couldn't help but notice Jennifer's fear when he mentioned Eddie in front of her mother.
For years, they had no idea what happened to her. She just was missing. Hi,
You're
excuse me,
joking.
As the years passed by, Lane tried his best to balance his personal life and his quest to find his sister, but eventually, his obsession got the better of him.
When I got home, my wife said, Blaine, I want you out of the house. This is no joke. Get out. The disappearance of dating cost me everything.
And as Blaine hit rock bottom, so did Jennifer and Rebecca. Since the family moved, they came to understand why Eddie received his crazy epithet.
Into my grandmother's house. She promised me that he was never going to be there. I would never have to see him. I was ecstatic.
On Jennifer's last day of school, Rebecca got her daughter to pack all of her things and promised her that she would be waiting for her by the schoolyard at 6 p.m., right after her last field hockey game.
I walked off the field and her car was there, but Ed was driving. So I immediately got angry, yelling at her that I knew that this was going to happen and why could she never keep her word? And she just, Jennifer, get in the car.
In the middle of the night, a loud noise suddenly woke her up.
It was about 2 a.m. I knew that something was really, really wrong.
Jennifer stood up and started walking down the stairway. As she grew closer, the noise was on. He turned back to pick up a drape and a small hatchet he had laid on the floor. As he slowly walked towards her, Jennifer started panicking.
I just immediately started yelling for him to stop. He draped the sheet over top of me, and I just remember curling up in a ball asked me to kill him. I said that I couldn't do that. So he said that he would just kill me and then kill.
Faced with an impossible dilemma, Jennifer summoned her courage and attempted to guide Eddie toward a third option. Police asked him about her whereabouts.
Reddish made some cryptic.
Brian Mallow, the same man who questioned Eddie 4 years ago at
Finally tells what happened.
I'd like to ask you some questions regarding the disappearance of Dee Dee Rosenthal at the Somerset House Apartments in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Figure it's time people know the truth. For some reason,